And I don't think Jimmy Haslam is like a Jerry Jones or a Stephen Jones, which we'll talk about in a second, how they just kick the can down the road negotiation-wise all the time. And that has us talking about them here on July 30th. You know, first take starting with the Dallas Cowboys this morning because Micah Parsons still hasn't been extended. So the Shedeur thing, though, I think there is something happening football-wise there that might not be great early on. I just get that feeling, right? Because you think he would get more reps. But again, Friday, August 8th, preseason starts. Cannot wait for that. Just to tap into the Cowboys real quick, because I was thinking about them this morning, obviously. You know, this is the negotiation, right, with Micah Parsons, okay? It's very clear that Jerry Jones knows how to manage money and become a billionaire, right? There's no question about that. And it's become very clear, too, that he is over his skis being the czar of football personnel for the Cowboys, as is Stephen Jones, right? And I am not – I can't get inside the brilliant, I will say the brilliant mind of Jerry Jones, but I don't understand. It doesn't make sense to me, and I'm not the only one. People who know much more about football than I do are very curious as to why the Cowboys are so hell-bent on setting the bar in the market at these premium positions. Now, what am I talking about? Dak Prescott, right? I think we can all agree, Scotty, for sure. Mount Swingler's percolating over there just at the mention of his name. That Dak Prescott is not the best quarterback in the NFL, but he's the highest paid. And that goes on that's on the Cowboys. And that, like, I don't care what you say, that's a negotiation that's bungled. A guy who is, Scotty, you don't have to get on mic. Where do you rank him in quarterbacks in the NFL? Yeah. 16. So Scotty Swingler, our own, right, has him ranked.
PFF says 17.
PFF says 17, but he's making the most money in the NFL at quarterback. That's ridiculous, dude. You know, CeeDee Lamb, his contract makes a little more sense, but you kick that can down the road, so you had to pay him a ton. So now you're making the market at another premium position, and now you're going to do the same thing with Micah Parsons, who came to the table and legit wanted to sign for less. But you guys did, like, I don't understand, like, and again, this is one of those deals where, like, I don't even know if I should give the Cowboys enough credit to say there's probably so much we don't know, right? Like, is this, and I'm not lying, like, it's in there somewhere that, like, this is like part PR, and even Jerry's subconscious, like, he just loves this attention. That's a possibility, dude. That's a great possibility. There's also, I love the Bill Parcells quote from many years ago, never discount stupid. It's always in there somewhere. That's a possibility with this too. Like, maybe this is just, like, idiotic by them, and it's ego driven, and that's on the table as well. But if it's a strategy, it sucks. It's the worst strategy we've seen, because what you're doing now is you're ravaging the rest of your roster by paying these guys so much. So these are two guys, Jerry Jones, Stephen Jones, and the other guy, who I think is pretty smart, whose name escapes me right now. But they're not doing a real good job managing the salary cap. And that brings me to my last point. It's no mystery as to why the Cowboys haven't won a goddamn Super Bowl since I was traipsing around the University of Richmond as an undergrad football player on campus there in 1995, as a freshman, by the way. That's when the salary cap kicked in. During the Cowboys dynasty, those 3 Super Bowls, like, the salary cap kicked in in that era of the NFL, and they haven't figured it out since. Like, those two things, like, that's not a coincidence, dude. Like, they can't manage the salary cap. I gotta watch my language. So that's just kind of, like, ridiculous. There's a couple of points I made there, right? Like, maybe there's something we don't know. Maybe they're just morons, or maybe it is really just the restructuring of the salary cap that lends itself more to the incompetence of the Cowboys front office, just managing that cap, which everybody else, it's like football 101. Either way, it's fun to watch the Cowboys. I mean, literally, I grew up going to bed at night, and my parents would put on the show Dallas, which was too late for me to watch, right? So I would go to bed. This shit might be better. I mean, who shot JR? I think like 1 billion people watch that. I mean, every morning people are waking up to see what these yahoos are doing. Scotty, you got anything? I got one more little thing in my first block.
You're absolutely correct, Pete, but I need to respond to Scotty B.
What is he saying?
Really quickly.
Yeah.
Scotty, I like you. We're friends. I will not tolerate Tony Romo slander on this stream. We do not have time to get into it. I do not appreciate this comment.
Scotty B, if you want to put in the comments as to why you think that, maybe we can go back to it, but don't overwhelm us because we know how smart you are with all your stats. But I mean, I don't agree with that either.
Tony Romo was criminally underrated.
He was, but he didn't. I mean,
I know.
It sucks because I love Tony Romo just as much.
Scotty B, I've told Pete this 1,000 times. I'm that crazy Cowboys fan that maintains that in Romo's final season,
he should have come back.
Dak's rookie season, if he had started that playoff, that playoff run, I think the Cowboys get to the NFC Championship, if not the Super Bowl. But that's also me living in my fantasy world.
10 years for Dak, 2 playoff wins. So, there's definitely a debate there. I like Romo more as well.